Hey everyone, welcome into your mobility session. Now, for this session, as always, you're going to need a little bit of music that helps you feel good and helps you relax, and maybe a mat for some comfort. Now, the focus of this session is predominantly upper body. We're going to spend a little bit of time stretching to the upper body and just mobilizing to the upper body before we move into some deeper work. So, when you're ready, come to standing, and let's just start to mobilize the upper body. So, we're going to start really simple just by pulling the hands back, creating a little bit of tension between your shoulder blades, spreading through the chest. And then from here, cross the arms over, interlock the fingers, tuck the chin, and extend through the upper back. Now let's reverse that movement again, so pull the arms wide, lift through the chest. Then tuck the chin down, extend the arms forward. And then one more time, pull the arms back, open through the chest. If you can interlock the hands behind the back, pull the arms downwards. Once again, just lift it through the chest, lift it to the chin. Then dive forward, hollow out through the core, so pull the belly button as far back as possible and drive the arms forward. Good, now from here just relax the shoulders, shake everything out. We're going to lift the shoulders towards the ears and just let them drop down. So lift the shoulders up, let them drop. When you drop, just totally relax the muscle, release the tension in the upper body. One more time. And now let's start to take some shoulder circles. So, big circles with the arms, roll both arms forward, and try and bring the biceps as close to the ears as possible. From here, change direction. So arms start to pull backwards. Once again, run big circles with the arms. Rest here. Pull the arms across the body, wide and over. Just switch which arm goes on top. And as you pull wide, take a little stretch through the chest. Palms turn down towards the floor. Good. Relax there, shake everything out. And just finish up top just now with a little shoulder stretch. So pull the arm across the body, hold on to either the forearm or the triceps. Try and avoid holding on to the elbow or wrist joint. From here, gently switch sides. Take the same arm up, place it in between the shoulder blades, and then just gently pull back on the elbow joint to release the tricep. So we're trying to take a stretch at the back end of the arm here. Just keeping your breath relatively slow just now. And then swap sides. So arm pulls behind the head, hand slides between the shoulder blades. Keep the chest nice and high. Relax here. Shake the arms out and let's make our way down towards the floor. So first things first, let's head into a horse stance. Take the hands directly underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, tuck the toes, and we're going to pull into the cat and cow stretch. So first things first, cat stretch pulls up. So the hands push down, knees push down, and you're trying to pull through the belly button towards the roof. Then switch it down into cow, which is where the belly button drags towards the floor. Arms are locked so the shoulders are strong and tall, and the bum lifts up towards the ceiling. And just keep on moving through this little flow through the back of the core. So pull from cat, and then drop back into cow. the breath relatively light as you do this. Just keep on moving through this movement. Let's go one more time with this little flow. Good. Now take the arms long, take the knees wide to the mat, and drop back into a deep child's pose. So try and pull the bum back towards the heels. Push the armpits down towards the floor. And then from here, slide the back arm underneath into X stretch, shoulder down towards the floor. Eye gaze in the fingertips. Good, slide back out to child's pose and then switch sides. So front arm slides underneath the back arm, shoulder towards the floor, big shoulder stretch. Go back out, arm long, hinge the hips back a little bit more, and let's take it into a deep lat stretch. So bring your back arm as far over to the front as possible, pin it down with the front arm, pull the glute back, and keep that hand pinned to the floor as you pull back and stretch through the lats. Then from here, just switch sides. The front arm swings all the way over to the back arm pins it down, and then pull the bum back towards the heels again. Good, now one more time, pull back into child's pose. Sink a little bit lower. Keep the hands where they are, bring your body forward. Drop the hips down towards the floor, thighs down. Lift up to the chin and take a massive stretch through the abdomen. If you can't quite feel the stretch here, just adjust the hands back closer towards the hips. Try and keep the chin high. And take some real deep breaths through the core. If you want a little bit more, tuck the toes and lift the thighs off the floor. Good, now let's start a little bit of a flow. So from here, lift up into plank, hold the strong plank, pull back into a wide down dog so feet are outside the hips. Push the head through the shoulders, and then we're going to roll back through the plank. Pull back into down dog, and just keep on rolling through these. So spend about 5 seconds up in the down dog, lean forward into plank, body weight over the hands, then drive back. It's a little bit of wrist mobility and core strength. Hinge forward, pull back. Now every single time that you lean forward, try and point the toes and bring the body weight further over the hands. One more time. Good, drop down to knees, and bring the knees closer to the hands, and let's just play with the wrist mobility. So push the palm of the hand deep into the floor, and just gently lean forward and back. And we're just rocking the body forward and back here, so you notice that my shoulders go from behind the hands, over the hands, and past the fingertips. Try and keep the arms relatively straight, so we're not taking too much of an elbow bend. And from here, relax, pull back onto the knees, shake out the hands, and now we're going to go into an advancement of this movement. Now this might feel super uncomfortable and you might have limited mobility with this, so just take your time with it and just do what feels good for you. So you're going to place the back end of your hand on the floor with the fingertips facing towards the knees. So back ends of the hands on the floor so the palms are towards the ceiling, elbows are relaxed, fingertips towards the knees. Now this position alone might be enough, okay? So if there's a little bit of pressure there and you can feel a little stretch, then that's okay. We're not doing anything that's going to damage the body, so try and keep your body weight mainly focused down through the lower body. From here, we just very, very gently play with the mobility of the wrist. And as you rock backwards and forwards, you should feel a big stretch coming to the top end of your forearm. Once again, we're not trying to do anything that's going to damage your body, so we're not taking it to a level that's super unnatural. We're just playing with a gentle stretch in this position. So in your own time, just play with this movement. And rest from here. Once again, shake out the wrists, take the weight back onto the heels, just ease the body out. From here, come back into horse stance. So knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, and then lock out your arms. So arms are nice and strong. You're going to take the back hand to beside the back ear, elbow nice and wide, and you're going to try and pull that elbow towards the opposite knee. So pull the elbow through towards the knee, and then back up. Now as you do this, try and keep the front arm strong, and focus on the stretch through the back. Now it's super important that we don't grab behind the skull with this. We don't want to pull the head through. We're trying to use the core to help rotate. One more time here. And switch sides. So back arm comes down, front hand pulls behind the earlobe, and then we drag through. So back arm stays strong and long, elbow pulls towards the knee of the back leg. Massive core squeeze as you do this. One more here. Give it a relax there. Now, bring the hands back in towards the floor. And then what we're going to do is pull into a modified child's pose. So this time, drop the elbow down and the forearm down. Palms face towards each other. Fingers are relaxed. And just start to inch the knees backwards until you feel a little bit uncomfortable in the stretch position. Then from here, drop the armpits down towards the floor again into this modified child's pose. So there's much more stretch through the triceps and the big muscles in the lats at the back. From here, inch your way forward. Take the forehead between the elbows, push the forearms down into the floor, and start to tuck the toes underneath. So we're pulling up into this modified down dog, or sometimes referred to as dolphin pose. So the forehead touches the mat in between the elbows, forearms are down on the floor, and you're just trying to pull up through the legs. You feel a massive stretch to the back just now. And if you can, start to drop the heels towards the floor to increase that stretch. Knees gently lower back towards the floor. Reset the position, find some comfort, and we're going to go again. So if you want a little bit more, you can bring the knees closer to the head and the elbows before you start the stretch. Tuck the back toes, start to lift up, and then push the heels down. Now try and push the bum up, so we're creating a really nice A-frame pose. Lower down towards the knees, extend the arms long, pull back into child's pose. In this child's pose, pull the front arm beside the chest, place the palm on the floor, and push the floor away, creating a little rotation through the core, through the spinal column. Start to take that eye gaze over the shoulder. Relax and switch. Arm long, back arm goes close to chest, and push. From here, just relax down and find your way back up to body. Sit on your bum and let's start just releasing the groin really quickly. Pull the soles of the feet together, drop the knees to the side and just breathe. So from here, try and lift to the posture. So chest up, knees drop wide. Try and release the tension from your glutes. And take any leg you want and wrap it over the top leg. So cross your legs and pull the sole of the foot towards the floor on the outside. So you're making almost like this pretzel shape. From here you should start to feel a stretch in the side of the thigh and into the glute. Now the main focus just now is the glute, okay? So wrap your arm around the thigh so the forearm runs down the length of the thigh and the palm towards the glute. And then use the back arm to grab onto the floor and start to twist over the shoulder. So we increase the stretch to the side of the glute and into the back. Just hold where you can feel that subtle stretch. Release here and then switch sides. So leg pulls over, feel that little stretch in the glute, just stay there until it feels comfortable. And then take the arm and follow down the line of the thigh, using the hand on the floor to help act as a turning point or like an anchor to look over that shoulder. Use your breath to control the stretch, so on the exhale you can always usually push a little bit further into the stretch. Relax here, untangle the body, and then just make your way down onto your back. So find some comfort, lie back. Just take some awareness into your body, so make sure your upper back's pressed firmly against the floor. Then start to focus on your mid-back, so brace your core to pull the mid-back into the ground. And then place some energy into your lower back, so push your lower back down to the floor, trying to create a constant connection the back into the ground. And from here, pull your thighs together, take your arms wide, lift any leg you want up. So if you're sticking knee, bring the front leg up so the knees above the hip, and then just start to roll gently towards the back end of the body. So we're twisting across the thigh, both shoulder blades stay firmly on the floor. So if one of the shoulder blades starts to pull off the floor and you lose connection with the ground, you went a little bit too far. You need to anchor those shoulders into the floor. Focus the twist through the back. So just now, I can feel a big stretch in the sides of my back. If you want a little bit more, you can use the back arm as a little bit of a lever to help pull you deeper into the stretch, but make sure this front shoulder blade stays firmly on the ground. Relax out the stretch. Extend the leg and swap. Knee pulls up, use the arm if you need to, but just pull the body towards the front now. Back shoulder blade still stays down on the floor. And use the breath to assist through the stretch. Once again, if you want a little bit more, you can use that arm just to help pull the leg a little bit further across. Good, relax from here, roll back to centre, drop the legs down. Once again, just refocus your energy into your back, so pull the lower back down, brace your core hard, and you're going to pull your both knees towards the chest, okay? So you're basically going to roll up into a little ball, grip onto the shins, and try and lift the bum away from the floor, so lower back starts to turn, and bum pulls up. So try and make yourself into this really, really tight ball shape, gripping tight onto the legs, and then really gently just roll side to side. It should almost give you a massage-like sensation through the mid-back. Use your core strength to control the roll. Good, relax here. Lengthen the legs, grip behind the thighs, rock up, spin round onto your front. Drop your chest down towards the floor. And once again, let's mobilise to the back. So arms pull nice and long. First thing we're going to do is just create a little twist sensation up our back. So all we're going to do is push the hand into the floor, look over the shoulder, swap. It's a relatively fast movement. Just push the palm into the floor and look over. Then if this feels quite easy, you start to bring the hands closer towards the chest, and you'll feel a stretch through the chest at the same time. So push the palms into the floor, elbows stay in line with the shoulder blades, and as you push, it's like a look over the shoulder. Good, and from here, once again, reset the chest down towards the floor, lengthen the arms wide. You're going to lift the front leg and roll until you can tap the toe on the back end of the floor. Roll back to the front and switch. So leg bends, twists, taps. Try and keep the palm of the hands firmly on the floor and roll through the back. Now if you find a position that feels particularly good, so for example when you touch the floor it feels like a nice stretch, just stay there. A couple more times here. As you start to mobilise more through the back, try and bring the toe closer towards the hand. And you'll probably find that you get one side better than another. So my front side is much more mobile than my back side. Good, rest there. Pull the hands underneath the shoulders, lift up into a plank position, tuck the toes, and then from here once again just roll forward and back. It's just rocking from the toes, the push comes from the lower body. And pull back up into down dog. So bum up, hands down, heels down. And from here, we're going to pull into three-legged dog. So keep this down dog position, lift the front leg up, straighten the leg, then bend the leg. Once you've bent the leg, start to turn, just like that mobility stretch we performed on the back there. Pulling the heel towards the bum, twisting through the core, and you should feel a massive stretch in your obliques just now. Lower back down, reset into plank, take a couple of seconds to catch your breath, drop the knees if you need to, toes if you can, pull back into down dog, this time lift the back leg, straight, bent, and then twist. Roll back round, down dog. Sink a little bit deeper into that down dog stretch. Drop to the knees, keep the arms on, pull back into that child's pose. and relax there. Pull the body weight forward, find some comfort, shake everything out. Guys, excellent job. That was your upper body mobility session. Now, if any of those stretches felt particularly good, you can absolutely incorporate them into your upper body sessions, whether it's post upper body session or pre upper body session. It's a great way to mobilise your body and prevent injury. So thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed the session.